Good evening, everyone. Mazes okay speaking to us today. How are we doing? How are we doing today? Sorry, yesterday I couldn't come online because I am still in transit. So, how are we doing? A good tapa. So, once more, good evening. How has the weekend been so far? I take it that the weekend so far has been a very successful one or a very calm one for many of you in mainland Europe, especially those of you in Germany. I hope you are well because we saw from the news that your houses are underwater. Your houses in Germany are underwater. Um, in German, they will say, I will say, my Beileid. Es tut mir wirklich leid. Für eine langere Zeit, sowas habe ich noch nie gesehen. Noch nie gesehen. Ne, das ist sowas, so eine Unruhe. Mhm. Now we're here. What we're going to do this evening, and before I start, I will say once more, welcome to the Media TV, and I am still Mazes, okay? I want to do, I know it's Sunday evening, it's, roughly about 13 minutes to 10, but many of you, those of you who do not, who go to bed very late like myself, you're welcome to join me. I am the dotted man, without apology. The dotted man, by all means, by every ramification. So let's quickly wait and for others to join us. While we do that, I will say once more thank you for joining me this evening. Now, without wasting much of our time, I will say to our brothers and sisters in Lagos, I will say, is many of you in the island, it's a tragedy that befell you that your houses are underwater. You're not alone, not to say that it's not avoidable, but it appears that it's something that has gone, also in other parts of the world, like Germany, even as developed as they are, houses were ripped apart. And the German chancellor this evening said it's as a result of what they called Umwelt, you know, that's the weather, the climate change. Uh-huh. Klimaveränderung, climate change. So I say again for our brothers, sincerely, our prayers are with you. Those of you that your cars have turned to submarines and your houses have turned to the castle of mermaids, you know, I says sorry about that. Obina TV, Obaino TV says du kannst Deutsch sprechen. Interessant. Ich sag euch, ich bin ein echter Killersprotte. Weißt du, wie viele Sprachen ich eigentlich kenne? So viele. So you say you guys, man. Some of you are saying that I have hangover from Obi Cubana. The reason is some of you are not normal. The reason I want to speak about the Obi Cubana of a thing, to go a little bit outside what I normally discuss, because it is something that affects the society. I know that many of us with global warming, yes, thank you very much. I know that many of us would not be too happy with the topic, but again, these are things that needs to be said. My view on this issue of Obi Cubana and the burial of the mom would not be for, and it will not be against, but to speak on general terms, my understanding, having watched so many videos, I think Njenje Media also published a video by Reno Omokri, and some of you obviously have watched it. And I'm looking at that video, and some of us, I put it this way, some of us must come out of, at every point in time, using insults. It doesn't win you any argument. Somebody made a video. He was talking about how that money could be channeled, how a society develops, in various forms. And, I want to look at these things holistically without prejudice. I will start for my own experience. When my dad died, this culture, you have to kill cow, you have to slaughter cow. I said I wouldn't. But luckily, or rather, I argued with my siblings if there was need. But the only reason why I agreed to was because a year before he died, actually not a year, December 2005, before he died, organized a birthday for him and, obviously with cows and blah, blah, blah. So it meant while he was alive, everything that at that point he needed, materially and otherwise, was given to him. Therefore, if the tradition, by the way the society sees you in their own standing, because it's not anybody that dies that the society will require, or the community that will require, that you slaughter cow. It is actually done by people where they consider, because you need to take this. For instance, I give my kinsman a cow. Me, I run away from red meat. So as being part of that, so that you don't, it's like you give people something that you don't consume. So what do? I partake in the consumption, but whatever I will eat, probably not more than 2 lumps, 2 pieces of meat, if at all. The reason is, so that obviously you're part of it. If the society demands that when somebody dies, you buy cow, you do this, if you can afford it, it's what keeps the society going. That's what we call culture. Because culture are practices that a given society, what they practice and imbibe on next generations as time goes by. Many of us say, it is not Igbo culture to kill cow. It is not Igbo culture to do this. I say, which Igbo culture? It's not Igbo culture to wear trousers. I hope you are aware of that. If you want to go back to Igbo culture the way it is practiced, you must begin to wear mpokwa. If you cut the banana leaves, you put them in, above the chimney, the local chimney. It dries, and you use them to cover front bumper and back bumper with unele leaves, Now, the symbolism, the symbolism here is when we talk about this culture, but I do understand when people talk about the lavishness of some of these, the lavishness, mark that word, the lavishness of some of these burial. But before we get to the lavishness, Let us look at one philosophical thing. I read and I see people saying, you spend money, you lavish money, this, that. Are you going to go to the, when you die, are you going to take the money? And I ask yourself, if you die in poverty, are you going to take the little, just like, if you can have, if you can afford a Benz, a Bentley, or whatever you can afford, you die. You're not going to go with it to the other side of the wall, of life. You afforded a bicycle and only a slippers. You die. Sorry, they aren't coming with you. But there is one fundamental thing, which is the lives you touch. Onyenimo says, Njenje. So when you quench, make we no bring an listen. For me, I've said it. Let me before the family gets angry. If not, if I die, if you want to use my body for experiments, that's me. I don't mind, use it for museum, use it for research. Listen, the body is nothing but a carcass. It's ash. It's about the things you do while you are alive. These are the things that matter. Coming back to the Obi Cubana, so that we don't get sidetracked here, people. So when we talk about the Obi Cubana, I've read comments, and reading these comments sometimes, my people, I will tell us one thing. Please, I beg us, can we make comments without bitterness? Sometimes it appears we are given to so much anger. There is no longer conversation. That you see, many people no longer engage, because many people are just readers association. They just read, they just move on because they don't want to get involved. Because when they get involved, the anger that is laced within those comments or within what is written, and it's very toxic, very toxic. And if you're a person that you don't want to bring toxicity to your life, then you move on. Now, like I said at the beginning, without being for or against, I'm trying to, for those of us who genuinely want someone to talk about this without being biased, offer both sides of the coin. And eventually, I'm going to allow you to phone in or come into the program if you so wish and give us your own take. And these are my takes. People say Obi Cubana did this, did the other one, did this, did the other one, and I laugh. You know why? The mom, before she died, had the best money can buy. That is, maybe some people say that is forgiveness of sin, number one. That is, because at the end of the day, listen, during the time of our parents, us as the children were born as collateral for their old age. Not now, like many of us can save, have investments for our old age. That I don't believe that when I get old, I honestly need the kids to. All I need is, obviously have good relationship with the kids. But for the kids, give me money. Nah, you don't use this cup, take water, and you go to the stream. No, you don't do that, right? But because if you're comfortable, many people, even while they are alive, they pay for their funeral. But in this case, if you follow the life of Obi Cubana, you see someone whom, honestly, I've taken time, I've gone read up, see some of the things being shared and published, and see the picture of him and the mom and staffs that were taking care of the mom. I'm telling you from personal experience. When my father died, yes, my dad, at the age of 85, he died. But when he died, after the initial pain and shock, because it doesn't matter, even if he lived 200 years, he leaves you, you still feel that pain. That's natural. But after the initial pain and shock, I was kind of happy. It's an open confession. I was happy. One is, at that point, he was sick. He depended on others. At that point, the life to me was no longer that fulfilling. So, it's you could say, okay, it's good. Then let him go and rest. Yes, you have lost him, but I was fulfilled because as of that time, as of the day he died, there was nothing. Again, I repeat, there was nothing, absolutely nothing I could have done to make him happy or to live 1 second longer that wasn't done. If you understand that in that context, you will see the reason why I was, after the shock, the sadness, then I was happy. Because I felt, well, sadly, I've lost him, but there is nothing, absolutely, that one could have done that one didn't do. And if I fix myself, because sometimes for you to understand people, sometimes it helps to remove the individual and stick yourself in there and see how it will play, if you're going to get somewhere. And the moment you do that, you find out in the case of Obi Cubana that the mom died. Obviously, he took care of the mom. Now, what I have seen that many of us have issues with is the display of wealth, that monies were no longer being sprayed as usual. Because honestly, if you ask me how the spray of money came about, I would say I think it is after the war. Those who kind of went out eventually, who didn't think that they would ever, be successful, sort of. So when they eventually made money, that sign of throwing money up is ego. Agba ego nkịtị ọ na-ala nsị. Agbatị nsị nkịtị ọ na-esi. So I think it was something like, money now you be this. Money now you be this, that kind of mentality. Money now you be this. You have let me suffer. That kind of mentality. Maybe, I'm just guessing, I'm, more or less social, scientifically speaking. If you now put that in context to what happened in Oba over the weekend, what you will see is two things. Show business. That's the way I look at it. When I look at what happened, is show business. And again, show business with friends. I will explain. There are two culprits here, two people who are very, very outstanding. Cubana himself, Cubana chief priest, the guy from Imo State, right? Cubana himself and Cubana, that's Obi Cubana and the Cubana chief priest. My cousin and I, who was a staff of Zenith Bank, yesterday he was just telling me, he reminded me how then flying back from the United Kingdom, stayed in Abuja, he took me to one place, he used to live in Lugo, he took me to one place. And we stayed, the place was just normal grill center where they had grill. They had granite on the floor. We sat outside, we were drinking Heineken, And he told me yesterday, he said, Mazi, do you remember that day you came to Abuja, we went, that place we drank was Obi Cubana's joint. And that was how he started. Eventually, you watch his video. Go and watch it. Type in Google, Obi Cubana Fidelity Bank. You see when Fidelity Bank profiled him, you see somebody from a humble beginning, someone who went to South Africa, it didn't work out, all this frustration that at late 30s, early 30s, man, everybody's trying, but you discover a niche. When you discover, again, that's something very critical. Remove your anger. As you're watching me now, calm down. If possible at this stage, type less, listen more. Remove your anger of, oh, it was extravagant, it was this, and you will see what just played out. Actually, the third thing I might actually add to what I said is the third point might be actually networking. But the key point of what happened in Oba is nothing but show business. Now, I just remember one time on Instagram, I saw, it's just now, things begin to happen, you begin to call back. Then I didn't know who Obi Cubana is. I didn't know who Chief Priest was. He is, sorry. And something popped out. I saw Odumeje, his normal Oduhaija, his normal like a cookie dog. Odumeje in his normal and he was saying, this is our own. And the other guy at the other end was telling me, hey, you are our own. You are own TB Joshua. You are this, you are that, you are that. And Odumeje was on an Instagram live chat with them. They were making, this is pure showbiz. They were really inviting him. I think if you go to his page, maybe sometime last year, you can still probably see the video I'm talking about. Now, if you follow that pattern, you probably will come to the realization of how this is showbiz. Someone who is in the hospitality industry, someone who has some, what they call the spirit, hot drinks under his belt and all this. So how do you know celebrities if they don't show off? By the virtue that Obi Cubana buried the mom, by the virtue that Chief Priest came, he said Obi Cubana is 46 years old, and Chief Priest gave him 46 cows. And by the virtue of that alone, many people, if over maybe the young ones between 10 million to 20 million people across the nation now knows two things. Cubana as a brand rings bell. People who didn't know before. Oba as a community now rings bell. Are you being angry that somebody gave Obi Cubana 46 cows? Is it your money? I'm just trying to provoke you. You know why? There was a time, there was a tweet, and that's my cousin called my attention. No, not a tweet, an Instagram post. My cousin called my attention to it one time, sometime last year. When that same cousin of mine who took me to that place that time was the person who was explaining all these, the difference between Cubana Chief Priest, because what Cubana Chief Priest is what it means is actually, I think they also call him the celebrity barman. That means, it's nothing but, he was that sport. He was the manager. And, people come in, they grill, they do, because what we ate that day was Heineken and grilled fish at this point and kill, grilled fish. So people, people come in there. Now, if you want to look at the business angle why this guy did what he did, there might be an explanation. Sometime last year, they split. He started his own. He moved away from Lagos and Abuja. He went to Owerri. This guy is building, listen, if you follow him on Telegram, this guy is building structures. And are you getting angry that you talk about Akuluono, come home and develop, and yet you see this Cubana Chief Priest or the celebrity barman? I don't even know their real names. But you see him developing and putting money in Imo State, you know, doing all these things that they do, right? In the moment that they got separated, he made an Instagram post so that something like you cannot be a boy forever. It is time to move on. Something in that line. It's time to move on, but I still remain loyal to you. Invariably referring to his boss, the Cubana himself. So the little heavy one, the heavy one, the fair heavy one. That's the guy. And he's the one that started all these things off because he's the one that came with a truck load of cow. Now, don't you think that since that separation, outside what is being said in the media, is your sense not telling you that the relationship could be a little bit rusty since that time that he separated from him? And as a man who has shown him way to make money in a new kind of business that is new, and they have taken it a notch higher, because I've seen their video where they've gone to I've seen their video where they've gone to some breweries and all these some distillers in Scotland, and they wear these Scottish skirts, Scottish attire, and they talk. I've seen them. I think there are also this video in France, and these guys now have franchise of some of these hot drinks, and you come to the bar. I can't remember. Somebody showed me. Let me see quickly if I can find it. Somebody shared this in one of my groups. I nearly laughed. I wouldn't say I laughed, but I nearly fell off my chair. And what is that? Very simple. Someone shared a bill of how they spend, a bill of what they pay in Abuja, when they basically go into their club, because that's a club. And again, if you go to a club, sadly, you might have Yahoo. But that doesn't mean you won't see lawyers. That doesn't mean you won't see genuine businessmen. That doesn't mean that ritualists won't come. But how do you know? You peg your price. You have your niche. And you say, this is the type of thing I want to do. This is the type of business I want to engage in. You come in, you sit in. You can go somewhere, buy this drink for 15,000 and drink it in your house. But if you come in here and you sit down within this atmosphere, we will charge you 150,000. You stay, you pay. You don't want to pay, you go home. Now, in their networking, if this guy in the line of business, people come in the evening to relax, because nobody, I tell you now, by next week, the Cubana, both these guys, Oweres and he's in Abuja and Lagos and Port Harcourt, everywhere will now be flooded, because everyone who never heard about the Cubana grill or whatever would now want to go and have a taste of what they offer. I see with my third eye what happened in Oba as a business marketing strategy. They've made you now, even got to a point that look at even Mars is talking about Obi Cubana. Isn't that a business strategy? And here, over 1,000 people are sitting down watching me talk about Obi Cubana. Some of you getting ready to come to call in and say and speak for or against what has happened. Now, what I have seen happen in Oba is a very simple thing. That his friends, whom are celebrities, Cubana chief priest, E-Money, KC, his brother, Kanayo, and some of you are just going, Kanayo. You think Kanayo owns that money that you saw there? If you think so, then you need to think again. So when you look at it, you saw SNDR, what's it called again? Zubi Mike, I think. Even you saw Odumeje there. So these are all of them. Oh, sorry. If I call him a celebrity, some of you will start getting angry. But that's what he, or rather, an entertainer. You say, I'm calling your pastor an entertainer. But that's what I say. I see Odumeje as a musician, as an entertainer. So he can be your pastor, but let's leave it at that. So when you understand what is happening in Oba, you see that someone who is smart enough hit it, got his friends, his friends basically. I mean, you can see he built a modest house. Even wasn't when the casket was going, on the distance. You see the streets are unkept, the streets are tarred, but is he a local government chairman? There's limits you and I can do. So he has used his IQ, the dotted brain. He has used his dotted brain to bring everybody to the point that even the CP, no, is it CP or whatever it's called, the Abakayari, the Super Cub that cannot go to his village because of bandits, but he's Super Cub in the southeast. Yeah, he gets everybody. It's so well, he does all his job, but yet he can't go to his village. But of course, he was able to come to Oba because we were peaceful people and nothing happened. That's by the way. So people, calm down. Think about your own. How do you? Again, I would have been angry if the mom died, if you neglected the mom and now throw in whatever. If Obi Cubana died today, will he take the money to whether the other side? I don't know. Before you misquote me. Will he take the money to the other side? If you watching me now that you MTN just gave you 150 MB to watch me. If you die tonight, are you going to take your remaining 20 megabytes to the other side? So, it's neither here nor there. So let's not be holier than, but there is one societal thing that we have to. Now, as I speak to you today, if my dad had died today, what would I have done? I will bury him in a very modest way. I probably have a foundation after him. Now, Obi Cubana has done something similar because I read, let me share with us, I don't know, but I read that he asked 300 youths that he would give them 1 million each, 300 youths, and that's about 300 million. Again, he's able to do that. Imagine now he wants to do that, and he goes on Instagram and say, "I am giving 300 people from Oba, 300, 300 of them, 1 million. I want to challenge all my friends. E-money, I challenge you." Don't you know it can trigger something that E-money can say, okay, from my community, we're here at Oba Anambra, I will give 100. The guy, the celebrity barman, that is the chief priest in Imo, can say, okay, I will give 200. Before you know it, these are our brothers and our sisters that you and I have no resources to help, and we are here beefing about what you don't know. Forget the burial and see beyond what these people are doing. I see, for me, what I see there is business. He is using his mom burial for his business. That's what he knows best, and he has done excellently well. So for you getting angry, discussing it, is because he has done it well. Same as you're talking out of both sides. Well, listen, again, it's my issue here. I said I'm not for and I'm not for against. I'm only looking at the issue dispassionately. Okay? I'm looking at issue dispassionately. The burial has been controversial, no doubt. No doubt. The display of wealth. But what you have to look at is majority of the things that happen there were done by his friends. I have buried, I buried my brother. People knew the day he will be buried. It was organized in a modest way. But if let's say if I had a friend who is cuckoo somehow, and he comes in there with his group with drinks, would I tell him to pack everything and go? You won't, because he's your guest. So in this case, these people have gone into Oba for 3 good days and shut Oba down. Would Obi Cubana tell them to leave Oba? He won't. Why? Because it's not necessary. So in that case, what they have done is to promote themselves. So we need to look at, I understand where Reno Makari is coming from. But equally, some can also argue that by the virtue of what he has done, if true, I haven't independently verified. But let me share this with us. Look at this. Now, look at this. And it says, this guy calls himself Chijok, a nuclear engineer affidavit. Yeah, since Buhari was president, through affidavit. This guy is a nuclear engineer by affidavit. This guy is saying, Chief Obinna Yebu, aka Obi Cubana, during his mother's Thanksgiving, which is today, pledged to support 300 youths from 300 different families of Oba in Anambra State with 1 million naira each. So in your beef on Thursday, Friday, this is extravagance. Did you know that this was coming? You see, sometimes why it's good to keep quiet, to know, even when the elder said that, but you can actually guess where someone is coming from. What I am now saying without anybody telling me is that I see, I might be wrong, but I foresee where what you are reading on the screen, how he has given 300 people, or he promised to give 300 people 1 million each. That means 300 families, or imagine that in 300 families. Imagine where 60% of the 300 utilizes this money very well. There is no way you will not have a minimum of 200 people who utilizes this money. Give them 5 years. You might see in 5 years at least 200 people having not less than 10 million each. That will cascade into dragging and getting themselves out of poverty. Obi Cubana did not take his money to marry his first, second, fourth wife and born so many children that he cannot take care of and push them into a school they call the Majeris in school or whatever. Obi Cubana did not use his money to go and fly to Mecca, support the economy of another man's country in Israel. He didn't do that. Your beef is that the hotels in Oba, in Nnewi, in Obosi, probably Onitsha, some of them probably since COVID, none of them have had, if a 50-room hotel probably haven't seen 20 guests suddenly for a weekend overbooked. Jobs created. Imagine, at some point they said the cows are 400 or 300 or something, but some of the clips that was shared on Njenje, the live clips that eventually, I had a glance, I don't know, but if you go back and watch, you will see the amount of cow they killed. There are people who haven't tested protein, meat, before for a very long time, and they had the opportunity to do that. There are dogs in Oba, ekukes, even the dogs in the uke. In Nnewi, they haven't tested bone. Now, these dogs, for the first time, their teeth were oiled and repaired. There are butchers, old butchers. They're no longer strong, but somehow for a weekend, they came back to do that which how they know how to do what they know how to do best. So when you look at the economic impact, and why would I stay at the realm of economy? Because I'm Onyibo. I'm a dotted person, unapologetically so as well. Now, you have to look at the economic impact of that. And you look at also the economic impact of these 300 families. If by Monday, which I think is very, very likely to happen, that you might read, as a result of this, Obi Cubana is challenging this person. I give 300 this thing to my people. How many are you going to give? That's the type of challenge I like. But if these things weren't done for the mom in the burial, would things probably have gone through that way? I don't know. Now, without talking too much, let me allow you to call and let's have this conversation. The number to call is now on the screen. That is +234 708 004 2206. WhatsApp calls only. Reason WhatsApp calls only. We know we are all over the globe. Do not call me on direct line because we want you not to spend your money, but spend your data because it's weekend. So you might call in to make your contribution. If you want to ask questions or if you want to have other contributions that you want to make and you want to join us in the studio, I share the link for you to come into this, come in here so that you can make your point. Oh, thank you very much for the first super chat of the day. That's Okoli, E.A. Okoli. Okoli, thank you very much. You are indeed a gentleman. That's a very fantastic day. Now, people, we have over 1,000 people watching across the social media platform, and we only have 260 people liking the video. What's happening? Just give this video a thumbs up. It pops up on other people's, this thing for them to understand, for them to say that we are on. Please do that quickly. All you need to do is save the number as Njenje Media TV. Now, again, there is also this video that somebody shared. Let me quickly also share that, show us this. How in one of these things, in one of those times that they've gone to Scotland, and you will see, because I've read people say they're into drugs, they're ritualists, I say, I laugh. They say that which you don't know can be very confusing. While I'm not saying that I know what they, I can't vouch for anybody. Even the mother monkey said, as she's jumping from one tree to the other, she didn't know that the little child that she was backing had done something without her knowing. Oh, thank you very much. Lee says done. So people, over still 1,000 people, and we have only 270. How many people do we have on YouTube? We have YouTube. Come on now. Only 552 people on YouTube. Come on. What's happening, people? It's Sunday. It's not Saturday, so you're not going to work. Okay. So now, when you look at this quickly, where is this? I want to see if I can bring in this video, and this video would explain to us again. If you're expecting me to be for or be against, sadly, I am, I just want to give analysis. I wouldn't be for or against, but just to present it both ways. I have liked and shared the link. Thank you very much, Paulo. Are you watching me from South America? So I have somebody, Oliver Courier. Oliver, can you turn on your camera before we bring you on? I need you to be on camera. As you're seeing me, I want to see you as well. Oliver. Oh, Oliver's device is not connected. So Oliver's just joined me here in the studio, but I need Oliver to be Okay, so let me go to the comment section. Oh, dear Lord of Nazareth. It appears there is a second world war going on in the comment section. Guys, what's happening? Oh, thank you very much. Oh, another super sticker or super chat. Which one is this? Super sticker? Super. Oh, okay, this is super sticker. Glady Adebola. Wow. Ekaro. Adebola. Ah, I know that my my Yoruba don't finish. My Yoruba don't layer. Sorry. So I have the first caller here. Who am I? Who do I have the privilege to speak to? Who am I speaking to? You are on to Njenje Media TV and you're speaking to Mazes okay here live.
What happens is you tell somebody how to spend money. You understand?
Yeah.
Hello?
We can hear you. We can hear you loud and clear.
Hello?
We can hear you.
Hello? Are you hearing me?
We can hear you loud and clear.
Hello?
We can hear you loud and clear. Go on.
Tell somebody how. No. I mean, you can't also but at least if like you said, if he had done a foundation for his, that would have been nice.
But hold on. But it's spending 300,000. You know, he's now spending 300,000. Is that not enough foundation? Sorry, 300 million.
Yeah, it's enough. That's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
It's enough. When you got when you have people in our community,
your line is a little bit funny.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you very much for your contribution. Let me take the next call. Yeah, hello. Who am I speaking to? You are speaking to Mazes okay live.
Hello.
I can hear you. Can you please turn down, and that goes for anyone who is calling, turn down the volume of the set of the device you are listening to me with. Can you do that and call me back, please? So please, before you call me, quickly, kindly turn down the device or turn off the device you're listening to me with, because it feeds back very, very badly and it's not good. Please do us a favor so that we do not get, cut off, and please do that and call back. Now, let me see if the person in the studio has he rejoined? Olivia, can you quickly turn your camera on? Your device, you have issues with that? Hold on. Yeah, hello. Who am I speaking to?
Yeah, you are just speaking with Njenje, okay? I've been following your program for quite some while now, and I understand what he's doing. He's trying to give his mom a 15 burial. And it's not about inviting friends coming around. You can as well channel that energy into building industries. How many companies do we have in Onitsha? How many do we have in the eastern states? It's not about hotel. You have hotel. How many people works in that hotel? Because he's making a lot of money in that hotel because he's doing business. He's actually doing quite well. But how many are his workers there? We need industry that can engage 200, 300, 400, 1,000 or 2,000 or perhaps 5,000 people into a job. I'm not against anyone who want to get.
Listen, hold on. Are you mistaking a private individual with a government?
You talk about how he invested 300 million in the youth in his own community.
Yes.
I understand that. But he can as well do better than engaging those youths. Have a structure. I'm talking about a structure.
What type of structure? You see, there is no. Hold on. You see here, let's not make mistake. Somebody announced something in the church. The modalities of how that is going to be done is not yet and is not given to you. I think it will be a little bit unwise to start criticizing something you haven't. Now, assuming he says that this 300 will go into you being part of the franchise of what he's doing. Assuming, I don't know. You know, you see, we all have our strengths. The way I look at it.
All I see in that area is just glorifying self-made wealth. You know, endangering our youth into thinking, man, I need to go extra mile in hustling, even dipping your hand in things that are not worth it just for you to make money to be like those guys. In the Western world, it's not done that way. Africa need to wake up, for crying out loud. You can channel that energy in so many ways that can, educate the youth, can change our society. Because the way our society we are following right now, I must tell you, Mazi, is absolutely wrong, because a lot of people are having a divergent view on this various stuff. It's just who knows who has a well to come and showcase. Okay, this bundle of money, these guys throwing out there, doing all kind of individually on themselves. Why can't these people come out, and establish Nigeria, establish the youth? There are people who can feed 3 square meals a day.
I think. Hold on. I'll let you. Hold on. Before I let you go, because obviously we've been a while here. Before I let you go, but think about this. You have a way he should spend his money. He has a way he wants to spend his money. Mazi has a way I think my money should be spent. Why should I? Hold on. No. Why should I conflict? Listen.
You can build a secondary school, build a university. You understand me, with your capital, where poor people who can come there, who don't have money to
My dear, you are exhibiting. Listen, you are exhibiting the same thing I said at the beginning. We must not enforce our worldview on others. In 2006, I built a community school for my community, and the former governor came in and took it over, right? The state took it. No, hold on. It's not about God blessing me here. That's me. Another person says, I want to give all the widows rapa. He shares rapa to the widows. The other one says, all the widows, I want to give them two bags of rice. And Mazi said, okay, because they are eating rice, let me give beans. So whatever you have, I would be the last person to fault a man who says he's going to establish people with 1 million and you're saying he should build school. And do your own. Let him do his own. That's my own. That's my point. And thank you very much, Ifana.
Okay. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for being in this program. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you very much. Yeah. Ifana, Obinna, Ifana, so thank you very much for the super chat. That's much appreciated. So let me take. Oh, I think this topic it's hot. So drop it like a hot. So who am I speaking to? Oh, this one is connecting. This is Spanish people. Sometimes I don't know what's happening in Spanish. Your connection sometimes goes wonky. Eh? So somebody says, call me. I don't call, it's my program. If you want to speak, you call me. Again, when you call me, rest assured you're live. You're speaking to me, okay, this is live. This is Njenje Media TV. Please, if you want to, can you stop the device you're listening with? It is echoing. Why is it that we don't learn? We don't listen? I said, if you're calling me, can you, once you call me, do not get, turn on the other device, turn it off. I have someone in the studio here. Okay.
Yeah,
who do I have on the line?
Yeah, my name is Chinyere.
Okay, Chinyere.
I want to contribute, yes.
Thank you very much, Chinyere.
The last caller, there's one guy that called.
Yes.
Everybody have their own suggestion. For me, it's wrong. Why it's wrong? We need to focus with our government. Our government is the one that have the right to do whatever company we need for them to build for us. So this guy made his money. Nobody knows how he made his money. That is nobody's business. He have the right to use his money the way he wants to do.
It's not even his money. His friends, that's what I want us to understand. His friends came together and said, we are giving you this money in appreciation. There is a proverb in Igbo that says, he who goes to an occasion, he in his occasion, you see a lot of cows. It's as a result of the cows he has given out. So this is the way he has supported people. So in this now, people are coming to appreciate him back.
He's lost his mom, yes. So this guy that is calling, he say he lives in abroad. I don't know the kind of country he's living. I don't know. But we that live in Germany, we know that we benefit from the government. Without the government, nothing is going to work. Nothing is working out without the government. So whatever the guy is doing, I'm not. You know what? I see a lot of people back home are envy of him. They should go and face their governors.
Some of us don't. Sorry, some of us don't understand what it means. Hold on, people. Listen to this. Since your adulthood as an individual, have the government giving you 200 naira, talk less of 1 million? Government, a federal republic of a government. An individual says he's going to give his own. If man says, okay, gets angry, I will go and assemble 10 people and give them half a million. At least that's the one I can afford because it challenges me.
Thank you. I was born in Nigeria. I was in Nigeria. I've never benefited anything dime from the government. So this guy just said, okay, I want to give my youth, my people, so I brought this money to share with today. So everyone should just appreciate him. He has the right to do whatever thing he wants to do.
Okay.
Everybody that if people are angry, what he's doing is not good. Go and face your governor.
Okay, thank you.
The governor should bring it. That's my contribution.
Yeah, thank you very much, Senior. Thank you.
Bye.
So let me quickly go back to the person in the studio. That's Orakwe. Orakwe, you're welcome. Oh, Orakwe is gone. Okay, let me take the next caller on the phone. Now, I have entered one chance. So many of you are just angry this evening. Call Jesus Christ. Okay, good evening. Who am I speaking to?
Yes.
Hello, good evening. Who am I speaking to? Can you kindly reduce the volume of the set you're watching me with, then call back? Again, I said to you watching me, once you call me, can you turn off or reduce the set you're using in watching me, please? Who am I speaking to?
Good morning.
Who am I speaking to?
Good morning. My name is Simon. I'm calling from Japan.
Okay, good morning, Simon, Japan. Good morning.
Yeah. Thank you very much. And first of all, I just want to appreciate you all this while concerning our brother Manze Unadikano and all you have been doing and be following you, not just for any other thing, your maturity, the way you anchor your program.
Thank you. Is
what attracts me to you. Just a little contribution about what has been trending. Different people have made their opinions, sir. Well, I can't tell anybody how to spend his money, and I can't show somebody the way he should spend his money. But the only issue about some black men, let us not generalize, because you say one thing, what you did with your money. So we cannot generalize. There are some billionaires also that can go to occasion. They will just simply write a check. So everybody have their way.
Exactly.
So, but at the same time, we should also try as much as possible to try not, like you, as you said, like myself. Let me just use myself as an example. I'm a driver here in Japan. Someone approached me just to do a delivery. What is that delivery? A drug. Say he will pay me $2,000. Just pick from point A and give to somebody in point B.
but I rejected. Why? If I tested that money once, next time I want to continue. The next time I will find myself in prison. So I rejected it. So not everyone will reject it. So, but many young people will see that they want to do everything possible. They want to be the chief priest. They want to be like Obi Cubana. So many of us, our problem with that occasion is just for the sake of our younger generation, not for any other thing. And again, for international, they are watching us. We say we are poor, that's why we run out of Nigeria. They are killing us, there is no money, no job. And if we both see that kind of lifestyle of, as you said, you are right. He invited people, they spend money like that. Understandable. Well understand.
But let me hold on. Let me ask you this question.
Yes, sir.
Assuming you are burying somebody and you invited people. You invited Mazi because Mazi can do it. And I come in there with maybe 200 chickens. Would you say Mazi go back with 200 chickens? That
they won't put sugar for him out where he go reject.
So you don't talk about so I leave on that note, I leave you. Thank you very much. Oh dear. Who am I speaking to? This is Mazi's Njenje Media TV. Who am I speaking to?
Yes, how you doing? I'm calling from US, New York, precisely.
Okay, you're welcome. What's the name?
Yeah, my name is Kelly and Okiki.
Okay, you're welcome, Kelly.
Yeah. I'm happy being an Igbo man, and some other tribe will not understand the kind of way we do our things, the way we drive our own joy. Honestly, I must commend the guy at least for bringing Oba in limelight, making us proud.
But some will say in a wrong way that the younger generations will now think that they have to do all manner of evil to make money.
Yeah, that is the way they think. That is their own way, but our own way. Being an Igbo, we develop more in doing things like that. We bring people together, and as well, like what the guy says, out of 300 from his community, he's going to give them 1 million naira. From that 300, definitely 1 or 150 or 200 will survive from there. They become so that's a looming millionaire.
That is, let me tell you. I tell you, if true and that investment will be made, I tell you, give it 10 years.
That's what I'm saying.
The amount of change you will see is.
That's how we drive joy in sharing money, but other tribes will not understand it.
No, hold on. Which one? No. It's not sharing, but which one is better? To have, untrained army of youth in form of a majori, and you use that money to go marry more wife and buy cars and build no house, build no roads, and terrorize one or two other communities. Is that better as opposed to saying I want to build more millionaires? Honestly, I'm jealous. I wish I could do that.
Honestly, I wish I can do that also. I wish I can do that.
Anyway,
because that's the only way you can. You can put this.
Okay, I will leave you now. But let me ask you this: I learned that since we are borrowing money from China, after seeing what happened in Oba, now it appears that the Federal Executive Council want to go to Anambra to borrow money. What do you think?
That's funny.
On a lighter note, thank you very much for calling. So people, I think Akoi Buhari I they go for Anambra, I won't go for money. If you haven't shared this stream, please kindly do. Over 1,000 still, 440, 441 likes. I don't know. What is happening? Hello, caller. Who am I speaking to? You're speaking to Mazes. Okay, this is Njenje Media TV. Thank you very much once more for Ihana for the super chat. So, who am I speaking to?
Hello, good evening, Mazi. You're speaking to Ikechukwu. You're speaking with Ikechukwu.
Okay, Ikechukwu, go ahead.
Yeah, Mazi, the topic is funny anyway, but
which one
what I'm saying is funny. What I say is funny because first of all, it's not our business how he spends his money.
No, but it concerns the society. That's why it has generated a lot of heat.
Yeah, you're right, somehow, but the only thing we're worried about, even me, is the manner our youth display wealth, the arrogancy and the lessons the younger ones will pick up from it. That's another problem we're having. There are ways we could do all these things, like Kanayo, some speech he made, an elder like that. Some things coming up, your babe will be here, all those things.
No, but don't you know, I see it. Don't you know, once you've taken one or two shots, men, sorry, it's just because it's captured on camera. Men go talk, men talk now. You understand? But what I'm saying is, when you look at whatever has happened, some people would argue the point they throw that money, because you see, when they allow the downtrodden to come in, everybody, when they throw that money, they were picking the money. The people, not the millionaires that attended, didn't live with the money. They threw the money, the poor people got the money, and the poor people went on with the money.
But really, we should look. Just imagine how we make our people look, throwing money, and they are picking it.
I understand you. Question is, would I do that? No. I prefer I'll write you check. Would I do that? No. But if you choose to, again, if it's something that makes you happy, I keep stating my point. I wouldn't do it. I once had I'll tell us this. I once had an argument with my community, the PG of my community. They wanted to do a fence to secure the town hall, and they approached me for finance. I said I'm not going to give. On the principle that the money I will give you, I will better utilize it to give the community computers, and that's what I do. Hold on. No, that's me. That's my way of thinking. But that doesn't mean that those who brought the money to fence the community town hall and do interlock in the community town hall are idiots. No, that doesn't mean so. But everybody, based on your way of life, have a way, and that's why our faces are different. Our voices are different.
Yeah, you're right. But can I ask you a question?
Go ahead.
The two projects that's been administered, if you check where they have 100% positive impact.
Yeah, you see.
The aspect of these guys, their lavish lifestyle.
No. Oga, be coming down. Listen, there are things you cannot quantify. I can give you, if I quantify, the school was done in 2006, so it's about close to 15 years now, right?
Okay.
No, 2007, sorry. It's approximately 14 years now.
Yeah.
I can quantify how many people have gone through that school. But I cannot tell you. I mean, it's unquantifiable impact. But if what Obi Cubana does, if he mentors these individuals very well, that eventually maybe 200 of them succeed, he can point his finger and say, this are as a result of the direct engagement with me. You see where I'm coming from. But again, it's neither here nor there. That's why it's an argument. I'll leave you at that. Thank you very much. I'll take the next person.
Yeah,
Thank you.
All right.
Okay, the caller is not connecting, so I'll let you go. So I don't know what you think. I think, I don't know whether we would restrict it to just the school. The money that's being given here. Hello, who am I speaking to? Hello, who am I speaking to? Hello, who am I speaking to?
Yeah, you're speaking to Cliff Harrison from USA.
Can you please reduce the volume of the device you're listening to me with, please?
Oh, okay.
Again, that's for everyone watching me. If you're calling, can you reduce the volume of the device you're watching me from? Thank you very much. What's your name once more, sir?
My name is Cliff. I'm calling from US.
Okay, thank you very much. What's your contribution, sir?
Yeah, in as much as he want to use the money where he wants, I think it should be done sensibly. I was looking at that video and of all the what that they displayed over there. You come to look at it in that same urban area, you have all the primary schools here living in a dilapidated situation, and I think that they should look into all this instead of all those money they're spending and trying to bring up youth and all those stuff. I mean, the youth in their community. I mean, in the schools there. Look at the schools there. The primary school, they were showing one that had the roof and everything blown up, and all the kids were standing and singing that they need help. And then such money should be used.
Are you able to verify the video in question?
Say it again.
Are you able to verify the video in question? The video you just alluded to.
Yeah, I did.
No, you are able. No, not watching it. Are you able? I said verify that video was taken from Oba.
They said it was in that community. I think it was in that community.
Well, again, that's not independently verified. Now, the question here is, without supporting or opposing, but look at it this way: whose duty? You said you're calling me from the United States, right?
Yes.
Now, are you aware that people can use $100 million to bury their dead in the United States?
It's unrealistic.
How?
Because if you do that in the United States here, I mean, you're calling for FBI and
no,
CIA
it's your money. No, it's your money. Now, again, the people.
You can't spend it up. You can't spend it that way in US.
Which way? Which way?
It doesn't matter the state.
No, I say which way. You said no. You said you can't spend it that way. I said which way. The thing is, hold on. One thing. In as much as I think, sir. Okay, I think we should not.
They have each they have designated areas and manner and ways of burying people here. Because it might either cost maybe 15,000, 10,000 burial rights, and that's it. It cannot exceed that. If it exceeds that means you're looking for trouble.
I would disagree with you in the sense that only the casket alone. You can buy one for $5,000. You can buy one for $15,000. You can buy one for $200,000. It's how deep your pocket is, and that's still the same United States of America. Now, the question is, are you able to afford it? If yes, you went straight and jumped and said the schools are dilapidated. Now, you see, hold on. You see how our benevolence, we don't actually pay attention enough to hold the right person to account. Because we are a people of shame, for instance, I use myself as an example. I got involved in renovating schools and giving computers in my community because right from the point of Ngige, I wrote without a result, talked to the local government chairman without results, then I got into action. But that's actually, if you think about it deeper, if a school in America is dilapidated, are you going to blame, what's it called? I don't know. Who's this guy? Microsoft guy, what's it called? Bill Gates, because he lives in the county. Then you forget about your local government or the county rep or your senator, do you understand? Or the governor of the state or the state, whoever is in charge. That's the mistake we'll make. I understand, but that's benevolence. That's because I want to, not because, I am from this place. You owe that person no obligation to. Now, for you to say, we shouldn't have done it with 100 people, 300 people, and give them 1 million, should have renovated school. Who says, do you know when these people, these 300 people, when probably they left school, they have nothing doing? I'm not saying that one is better than the other, but again, it is a choice that one has said, I want to address 300. Now, let me, another person from Oba, address the issue of school. Issue of school might not, for one school in Oba, might not be more than 10, 15 million. So you can actually go and do schools in Oba, renovate it, paint it, everything with less than 25 million, even 3 schools. If you do direct level, honestly, 20 million would do fantastic and marvelous job and change the faces of the school. But yes, having done that, question remains, what is the job of the local government chairman, for Christ's sake? They get how many percent? 20% of the federal government allocation every month, and they get internal generated revenues. What do they do with it? I think our benevolence should not be taken for granted and be seeking for more. Thank you very much for joining me. Let me take the next caller. So, who do I have here joining me from Jam? Oh, okay, sorry, got. I have a caller. Who am I speaking to, and where are you calling from? Sorry, who is it? Okoli. Thank you very much once more for the super chat. Now I can speak to you live and direct. So after this, I expect another super chat.
Okay, actually, this is my first time of calling this line. Getting you online is very difficult. What I have to say is concerning. Hello?
Yes, I'm listening. The world is listening to you.
Concerning what happened in Oba about Obi Cubana, I don't think that guy did anything wrong. It's his personal money. But one thing people forget to understand is that he's not the local government chairman or the state state governor or federal government. He's in the entertainment industry. And
it's show business. What happened in Oba is pure show business.
It's a kind of advertisement, promoting his business. Like now, I'm not in Nigeria, but because of this thing, I've got to understand, know about this Cubana stuff. So whenever I come to Nigeria, I definitely visit him.
You see, he has won a customer.
Exactly. And I will go there maybe with some friends, spend little or something. After much struggle, and somebody sitting somewhere telling you how to spend your money, I don't think it makes any sense. So for anybody that thinks he's not doing it right or whatever, then can go, and at least now this guy has promised to assist 300 families in his community.
I wish many people would actually call in like a program like this and get angry at Buhari why he's not giving the people of Daura 300 or 1 million each.
Exactly. Imagine if in every community somebody decides to maybe touch the lives of their communities, maybe 50 people, as in from 50 different families. Just imagine how it will be. This guy has said, okay, it's not as if he's not been doing that. Most of these people that contributed for the better are the people that benefited from him, that wants to pay back. Because there's something they say in my place, I told you I'm a blade. So my point is that the guy has not done nothing wrong. He's not owing anybody. So anybody criticizing maybe should show example, should go and maybe do something in his community and do whatever thing he thinks the guy has not done right. He should go and do it so that others will learn. Thank you very much, E.L. Coley. It's a privilege to speak to you. I've seen your super chat, and once more we'll appreciate it. I also like to maybe whenever you come to Germany or something like that. Which part of Germany are you? I'm in Berlin actually. Oh, meine Güte. Berlin, it's ein bisschen schwierig, weil ich komme immer gegen Baden-Württemberg, München, das ist Bayern, oder ab und zu mal nach Hamburg und Hannover. Aber mal schauen, ich hab einen Freund actually, da ist mal ein Kollege, hatten wir mal an der Uni da mal studiert. Der ist ein Arzt, Dr. Michael Ihagwalan, I think. You know, he's okay. Ja, der wohnt und der arbeitet mit seiner Familie da.
Und,
He's not in Deutschland or that?
yeah, there is in Berlin. Naja, Marshall, thank you very much. One of these days, when I come to Germany, if I ever find my way towards Berlin, be rest assured, I will tell you that I will be.
So when I come tonight, if I find myself in Nigeria, then I will come.
Oh, give me a bell. I owe you one glass cup of up wine. You know, that's my brand.
No problem, Mazi.
You see, that's the thing. Some people are fighting. They are drinking, whether they call it like Grand Fetish or be Grand whatever. Some say they drink VOC. Wow. How this one? Why not they drink? I don't know how do they call them? VOCP. Or what do they call them?
Yes.
But these guys know how to make, you know, this is entertainment. I'm telling you, this is entertainment. I see whatever they are doing as entertainment. So don't take it too serious, people.
Mazi, actually, before I left Nigeria, I've been into this kind of business, restaurant business and all that, and very popular then in Aba. And I know how this kind of things function. And when the kind of people you have around, they always expect all these activities, all these meme, you know. So who am I if I'm celebrating something and people decide to bring something to assist me or something? I can't say no.
Okay, thank you very much for your time, Colin.
All right, have a nice evening.
So who am I speaking to? Who am I speaking to? Hello?
Hello.
Yeah, who am I speaking to?
Mazi, you're speaking to Eze, calling from France.
Okay, Eze from France. You're welcome.
Yeah. I just want to say acknowledge you for your journalism, very straightforward and very accurate.
Thank you.
This Obi Cubana stuff, it is like a movie which I'm so proud because the empowerment he has given. People are not talking about the empowerment.
No, but somebody just wrote now. Collins Ebule says, give 300 people from your community 1 million each, then you can start talking about Cuba.
Exactly.
Oh, una no go kill me for this street. Oh dear.
The empowerment he has given to his friends and his boys, they are not talking about it. They are just talking about how they lavish money, and those money is going to give back to the society and even build more hotels and build whatever else. This topic of he wasted money. Their government, what their commissioner, their so-called council chairman.
Yeah, and someone in the chat. Someone in the chat said hypocrites will not condemn Buhari for spending Nigerians' money to build railway to Niger and refinery to Niger Republic, but they will take Panadol when Igbo businessmen are spending their personal.
We are Igbos. We know how to use money. Just the problem.
No. Okay. Hold on.
Having problem with us with hatred.
No, I think beyond. Can we look at it this way? Beyond, you are Igbo. You have the right. Is it actually, if we remove Obi Cubana from this argument, is it right to be throwing money with alacrity? Isn't that abuse of naira? Isn't that abuse of money? Isn't that how did we get this culture of lavishness? Question that I ask is, if people were told to write check and make transfer to Obi Cubana privately, would they have given money that would amount to 46 cows? Would they have? Do you understand what I mean? If it was said to be done in a decent way, do you think we will have the same reaction? That's a question to you, and anyone who wants to call to answer that question.
For me, I mean, because the country we find ourselves is a country where there's no
basic law in terms of monetary expenditure and other things. You can testify to that. So everyone.
I think there is a case. No. I think while I understand those who say that Obi Cubana made his money, he's free to spend his money however he wants. I also empathize and also understand with those who vehemently, think that throwing money is not part of what ought to be a normal society.
That is the Western society for them.
Western society. Now you are remind me where you're calling me again from.
I'm calling from France.
Okay. If you are in Nigeria,
I'd like to talk to you privately.
Okay. Afterwards, after this program, you can message me. We'll take those ones offline. Now, allow me to ask you: if you go to Nigeria, would you be among those that will be spreading money in an occasion?
If I have it, I'll do it. Even use them to flush in the toilet.
If you have the money.
I will do more than
now that. You are in France.
Yeah.
Averagely, people earn less than 2,000 euros every month.
Exactly.
So, are you happy to go to a party and spray your 1 month salary without bill?
Because I grew up in Edo State, born and bred there. They say in a parable in Edo, it's not who has the money that spends, who spends, who gives. Who does? It's not by who has the money that gives. Just as you said, you were called for what they call it, the community hall to make your fence, and you said no, and you said instead give them computers for something else and so on. That was your own opinion and your own way of contributing. Isn't that right? So, and others who brought out the money, they were not bamboozled or they were fooled.
No, I understand that. I understand that. Anyway, thank you very much for your time. But what I want to do in the next segment is actually, can we move on to the morality, the morality angle of it? Thank you very much for your time, sir.
Thank you.
So who am I speaking to? Now we are getting into morality of sprints. Hello, who am I speaking to? I can hear myself. Can you please turn down the device you're listening me with, please?
Can you hear me now?
I can. Now go ahead.
Yeah, good morning. Or good evening, sorry.
Go ahead.
Hello? Yeah,
go ahead. Yeah. Where are you calling me from? What's your name?
I'm calling from, my name is Jeremiah Okone. I'm calling from Philippines. Just want to thank you for what you're doing, buddy.
Thank you very much.
One thing I want to say is that many people forgot that this is business. Let's forget about burial or whatever. This is business. Obi Cubana is a businessman. For me, after this burial, if he spent, let's say, 200 million in preparation for his mom's burial,
at least 200 million, man. We want to see this money, sir. Make una cut me small, sir. How can you mention such money? 200 million, very somebody.
No, it's just an example.
Okay. My moral just wow. It's as I'm now talking. I wish somebody can just give me 200 million on super chat.
on your dot, look at this. If he
go ahead, I'm listening.
He spend that 200 million. He's a businessman, or he's an Igbo man. If you, let's assume, you say, okay, if you are coming to pay cut, if you want to show you care for me, give me an envelope. People will give him maybe 100, 200,000.
Okay, now why let me ask you this question. Why does it appear that Nigerians are more angry with Obi Cubana burying his mom or the late mom with cows given to him by people? You know, there is this comedian called I Go Talk. He went there with chicken. That means that's what he has. But the way he did it in a very funny way and said he was going to stun Oba with 200 chicken. And I wasn't there to count, but at least it was funny the way he did it. But in this country, we saw the son of the DSS director riding with private jet. I do not see that level of anger from the people. In this country, we have the daughter of a president who is not elected, a mere photographer, quote unquote, riding a private jet paid with taxpayers' money. And in the same country, you see your rep in the person of Femi Gbajabiamila buying a G-Wagon for the wife. And the Nigerians appear not to get angry when those they have ceded their powers and their rights to make decisions on their behalf misbehave. How come do they then have the moral right to get angry with those whom they have not ceded such rights, those who have made their money, and those whom they are friends? And that must be said, because this is not his money. Obi Cubana, people raised over 200 million. People came with livestock. Now, going with livestock, it's an Igbo tradition. So anyone saying what the Igbo tradition does not say is the number. We go with Obuliefi, the rope you tie the cow with. The reason why people do not longer go with live cow is in the 80s and 70s, there were accidents where sometimes when a cow is manhandled and dehydrated, the cow can sometimes run amok, go into the crowd from burial, goes into another burial because lives will be lost. Now they say, okay, get us one big rope, and it is expected. Some communities say 150,000, some say 200,000 in an envelope. In that way, that's the same amount of money that cow costs. That is tradition. Now, and again, that is one thing that I would never speak against. If you're expecting me to speak against going to burials with Obuliefi, or giving people who are burying their dead cow, which means is a sign of helping. I can give you 20 bags of rice, 2 cows. That cow is not going to be consumed by you because it is in anticipation that I know you're going to have visitors, that I'm giving you these things for you to attend to your visitors. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's not a law. It's not a law yet in Nigeria that people should not spray money. So
no, it is. It is. There is a CBN. There is a CBN whatever act or law, whatever that frowns at that. CBN frowns at. But again, it's something that is not obeyed.
Okay. Yeah. So if the politicians will cut away billions without being accounted for, and nobody challenged them, why are they worried? These people are businessmen. The people that attended the burial, they are not poor people. And I think they should not. I think people are just worried because they think there's no money. So seeing people spending this kind of money, probably Buhari wants to borrow money from them, and he's getting angry. So for me, I think on my own, what I think, the way the money is spent is not one's business. But if there is an act on that, if there is a rule that this kind of money should not be spent, I don't have anything wrong with it. But for me, those guys that came there, they are not poor people. They made the money. They can spend their money. But honestly speaking, Njenje, honestly speaking, I would have, in a sane country,
in a same generation, I tell you, these things can make some boys go crazy.
No, you see, what have they? Okay, have you gone crazy? Have I gone crazy? I think no, hold on. I think when we have sound morality here, understanding this thing, because the reason why I've taken the pain to allow people to call in, and I give my own opinion, neither here nor there, is for us, and maybe many youth watching as well, that I am one person who believes that diligent and hard work is the only way to go. I believe anyone telling you there is anything like money ritual, whatever, it's just, using your brain. It does not exist. Even Polo himself, even Akana said it. So now, but because one of the reasons I tell people money ritual doesn't exist. Go and do money ritual and get 10 boys, give them 20 million. Give them 5 years. We'll see who does money ritual more. Because you know that money answers some certain things. Because money will change their life. That is given. On that note, thank you very much for your call.
Thank you, buddy. Thank you.
So, people like what I'm trying to say. Like, can we get to the caller calling me now? Let's get this to certain level where, can we agree, or do we think that it is wrong at all, irrespective if it's Oba or anywhere, to spread money, to spray money? Which is better? Shouldn't we be holding our reps into account, because they are those who, the government is the one that ought to build some of these things. Even these people are building on our behalf and building for us, because someone says, did Obi Cubana borrow money from Federal? I don't know. But Chineke God of Nazareth, 225 calls. Now, so the thing the vessel now reach 225 calls. Jesus Christ. Hello, who am I speaking to?
This is Mazio Koi.
Hi, HTMI. I'll be HTM.
How are you, bro?
I'm all right. HTM Okoye. Now, I want you, please, can you give me some, it's good that you called in now. I need some philosophical angle here. What do you think? And hold on, before you say anything, and I will beg anyone watching me now, please, can you quickly share the stream? If you may, like the video, share with others, and also subscribe to this channel if you haven't. And thank those of you who has given us a super chat, and those who may wish to, you can also just click on the $ on the comment section. You can do so by following the instruction on the screen. And those of us who have been asking if we do have PayPal account, of course, on the lower banner, as you can see now, you will see the PayPal is njenjemedia@gmail.com. So, HTM Okoye, now you have your turn.
Yes, I think the whole thing is simply, the effort people put in order to make an impression. At the end, that impression becomes quite, so small and so tarnished, because people don't really, understand, moderation. People, you don't just do things because you can. No society does things like that. At the end of the day, this event was supposed to be the area of funeral for his mother. At the end of the day, what people are talking about now is about money.
No.
Not even the life of the lady that died.
Hold on, my brother. If a woman, a life well spent, I don't know of what she died of, but like give us an example. When my dad died, initially I was sad, but eventually I was happy, because one, he was no longer sick. Secondly, I've done as a son everything that at that material point in time that was humanly possible, that could be offered by a son to a dad. Therefore, when he died, I mean, being a person of moderate means, you do things moderately. But equally, if another person whose father died and he wants to give people 1 million each, who am I to say? I mean, this is his money. He decides how he does that.
No, Mazi, not. You see this idea that we do things because we can. It's completely a wrong idea. You don't just go about, throwing money up in the air like that just for the sake of throwing money up in the air.
Is your issue? Is your issue about the money that they were throwing up?
The whole setup was a bit gaudy in the end. Was supposed to be in a way, okay, let's say that supposed to be celebratory in a particular sense, that this lady has such an amazing life and lived well and helped so many people, set up so many organizations, and a life well spent and not. Is this really how to celebrate that kind of life?
No, but you see, that's I think here I think we are coming from a Western mentality. Someone asked this question. Stop. Someone asked this question. If he said it in pidgin, if I spray on a money now, will you reject it? And I will ask you, Etoko, if they spray you money now, you go reject it. Pounds, because I know you're calling me from England.
To start with, I wouldn't allow such spreading of money because I hated it. I hate it with all my guts. I don't like that tradition because it's degenerating. It's not constructive. It's not progressive. It's just for the sake of. It's just stupid. That culture has nothing to offer people. Just for the sake of it, people are throwing money up in the air. Just imagine this scenario. I'm sure you've seen one of the videos. Just people circle around one person and just like mad people, just spreading money up, throwing money up on the floor.
Hold on. You are in the United Kingdom, I take it to be, right?
Yes, I am.
Have you seen or witnessed Indian weddings?
Yes, I've seen Indian wedding, yeah.
And is there anything close by to what we saw in Oba?
The ones that I've seen, I've never seen anything close to what we see in Oba now.
Oh yeah, I've seen in Brighton. Woo, la 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 la. Money, they're kind of flogging people with money. Ping, ping, That's so. In that case, what I'm trying to do is, I'm not trying to justify or oppose, but I'm trying to make us as a people to think beyond just the norm. Right? So the question is, if you are opposed to it, how do you think we can start making corrections for the next generation?
The next generation should understand that, okay, this person did this. I'm sure some of this will happen there. It's actually improvised. None of it was planned.
Exactly. It's impromptu.
Yeah.
Now you're coming.
Yeah,
it's impromptu.
Some of it are impromptu. Things just get out, people just join in and then the crowd gets a bit more bigger and more invitation perhaps.
Let me tell you. Do you like Ogene music?
I do love Ogene music.
Now let me play a scenario. Let's say we've gone to a burial in your state and we come out in the gate and we saw this group of boys playing the Ogene music with a very fantastic flute. Yeah. And it gets to a point that the anointing coming out of that flute begins to move your soul.
Yeah.
It goes in and it shakes you, and you are the one that comes in from the United Kingdom, says, I'm not going to spray any money. But at some point, you say, wait, no be 2 times. Man go die 2 times. You took your hand into your pocket. And again, because these people have been following you, my brother, you're not a devil incarnate, and you cannot be writing a check for again a group. What will you do at that moment?
No, I understand what you.
No, but what would you? No. Answer me. What will you do at that moment?
I will give them some money.
So that is it. Now, and you will give them according to what you have.
Yes, I'll give them some money.
Mazi, hold on. If HTML Koye has 20 billion in account, would you give those Ogene players 200 naira?
Because I'll give them 200 naira. There's nothing wrong with that.
Only.
And with regards to what I have at the time, however, these people were coming there, going to the bank, withdrawing like, I don't know, 20 or 1 million naira or 2 million of them come with bags or sacks of money. That's different from, the money you have in your pocket and then spreading it. But coming to.
So I think we are, you see, that's why it's good to sometimes apply philosophy in some of these conversations. I think we are getting closer to home. So the question and what I can take away from you is you want money giving, not spray. Sorry?
See, the money, they just went to the bank, just withdraw money, sacks and bundles and sacks of money, and then brought it to an occasion as if what is going on? Is it? I don't just explain to me is that what people should be doing? If they have some money in their pockets and out of, like you said, out of joy and maybe they touched by sentiment.
You know why? Hold on. You know why I said this with Ogene? Many of you must have seen me where I played Ogene with, because many of you don't know. I play a lot of instruments. I'm a drummer. I tried playing bass guitar. I play conga. Even in 1994, February 14th at Rojeni Tourist Village, I played with Osadebe and I played conga. Now, I stay in an event and I see a group, do Ogene, normally it's my policy, I don't spray money. But man, there is times that these anointing in the Ogene, in the gong, and it will enter your spirit and all the dots in you will begin to vibrate, So in that moment, somebody who captures it on camera will say, oh, this is the same mass who preaches that no money should be spread. But he doesn't know that at that moment, that the spirit of the dots that lives in the fruit and Ogene.
You're talking about something different now.
No, it's not. Because these people, hold on, these people, you heard music. Ogene was playing in the background. So you don't know what prompted them. You and I can only speculate.
So people, when you go do you go to occasion carrying sacks of money?
Well, if I have, no. You see, listen, it's as you are. There are times you leave your house, you might have maybe 200K in your pocket. There are times.
Let us not deceive ourselves. These people are making it obvious that they go there just to show off that they have.
No, but that one is planned. What happened in Oba was planned because they wanted to show him love in their own way.
That's what I'm saying. That they go there, packing all this money to go there and show off, because there's nothing prevents them. Then like you said earlier, writing a check, and some of them brought cows and then take the lid of the cow and take it off and stuff like that. That is okay. They can show love too. Whoever they want to show love, but going to the bank and withdraw something like 2, 3 million, 5 million just to go and spread it.
But that is their money.
Because it's their money doesn't mean that they have to use it that way.
Hold on. But it's their money. If you have hold on, no. If you are in the United Kingdom and you go and withdraw your money and you stand in the London Bridge and you say, people, I have good feeling today. And you throw no. That's where you got it wrong. No one would arrest you because it's your money. What the police will sometimes do, they might come and check if you have gone cuckoo. And they ask you, but no one would arrest you because you broke no law. You're feeling happy. You want to give it out. Anyway, thank you very much. I'm just trying to.
However, we must. The lesson there, we must crawl back and learn the laws of moderation. The laws of moderation is what progresses society. If we don't do that, we continue deceiving our people, our youths.
Okay, thank you. People are rioting already. People say you've taken too much time. No worry. Thank you very much, Temokoya. Thank you. It's a pleasure speaking to you. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Oh dear. Okay. Hello, who am I speaking to? You're speaking to Masters, okay.
Hello?
Yes, hello.
Yeah, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Who am I speaking to? Where are you calling from?
Oh, my name is Obi Cubana from the United States.
Okay. Can you speak up a little bit, please?
Oh, okay. Can you hear me clearly now?
Well, we'll try. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah, it's a pleasure speaking with you, man. I've been trying to reach you, but for some reason it's not connected.
Yeah, I have over as you speak to me, and I have over 300 people who have called. So I don't know. I think the topic is it's somewhat much interested to people.
Right. A couple of things, because first of all, I'm gonna, because one of the callers said that you can't do something like that in the United States. And I want to like answer that question, say something about that too. In a country that has rule of law exists, stuff like that don't normally happen. For example, I'll give you an example. Like, let's say it happens in the United States that somebody, let's say a billionaire spends $100 million for funerals. Well, what you do at that time is you're inviting the FBI, because now they have to find out either, because that's something that doesn't happen normally. So they have to find out, did somebody rip you off, or is it like a front for embezzling money or money laundering? So that's the kind of thing you see. So it's uncommon. But and that's what I need to say.
So hold on. But you've made a fundamental error. You are not taking into account that this is a showbiz. Now you're calling me from the United States. Do you remember B.I.G. and Snoop Doggy Dogg? And when in their days they go to club and they spend real money. So they spend like there is no tomorrow. So why is the government not closing in on them? But because they made their money. So they are free to spend. You and I might not agree the way they spend this money, but this is their freaking money and they're free to spend it, throw it up, smack it on people. It's their money.
I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with spending your money however you want. That's not my argument. My argument is, when you do something like that, especially with the situation in Nigeria and with the impunity and everything that's going on. That's why, for me, we're talking about the moral side of it, which is where I really want to focus on. Because to me, I think the outrage is, from what I've seen on YouTube and, a couple of friends I talked to, is the outrage is mainly on the people that are outside Nigeria. That's where it goes. I think for me, it's the timing with everything that's going on with the movement, and people seeing that. Because I'll be honest with you, ever since they kidnapped the leader of the indigenous people, I haven't been able to sleep. Because I'm constantly like checking my phone, trying to see what's going on, and then you see people in Nigeria who are like at the center of it all, and you see stuff like this happening, and that's kind of like, for me, that's kind of like where I think that.
Yeah, but again, that's people have a right. People have a right to.
I'm not saying he doesn't have the right to do it. I'm just saying the timing,
No,
though.
so the timing, would he have stopped his mom from dying? Or I don't know. The timing, it's life goes on.
It's not because honestly, if we're being honest, what we saw and what I saw didn't look like a burial. I've been for a lot of burials, and it didn't look like a burial. It looked like a celebration. And I don't know how old the mom was.
Now, someone is saying this to you. People still throwing money on strippers in the United States. Is that true?
Right. People. They do that all the time. Not everybody though, but some people do.
Exactly. So the same way, what happened in Oba will not be done. Like I keep asking people, would I do it? Man says, okay, and the answer is no. But again, my spirit of fairness tells me that if you decide to do it, and that will allow you, that's your own, decision. As long as you have not, you did not break any law. In this case, there is, as long as no law is broken. Again, if it's something that ought to be stopped, then I should say, why wouldn't the state find a way to legislate it?
Well, okay. You're talking about the state. Nigeria is already a failed state.
Exactly. So a failed state, and the people inside the failed state are all doing what they want.
And I think another thing is the expectation of people. Because right now, with everything that's going on in Nigeria and with the movement and with the killings, I don't even think people should be coming outside to do stuff like that. That's me personally. Because the killing it's like every day. People are dying, getting massacred, and nothing is being done. And then you see, because now, for me, if I was just, I lived in Nigeria for 7-8 years. And I didn't know everything about Nigeria, but I knew that, when there's a saying in Igbo that something like that. So for me, when I see, because I'm not in Nigeria, so when I see that our leader is in detention, being tortured, and the people that he's trying to, protect are, busy like doing whatever it is they were doing. That's kind of like me saying, okay, I know you can spend your money however you want, but is it right though?
Anyway, thank you very much. That's a very fine place to leave it. It's a pleasure speaking to you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, so the last caller that was been waiting, so I think we quickly will start winding up now. 257 calls, people. Jesus Christ. So the last caller, Onyenimo, thank you very much. Whoa, and supercharged. Thank you. Hold on. Okay, so who am I speaking to?
The last caller, Onyenimo, thank you very much.
Why is it difficult for us to adhere to one simple rule? If you're calling me, can you turn off the device you're listening with? Who am I speaking to?
Hello?
Who am I?
Okay.
Who am I speaking to?
Oh, okay. Bufoneni.
Sorry, who am I speaking to?
Bufoneni from London.
Okay, so Mabufo, go ahead. What's your contribution?
Okay, I want to see I want to do a bit of analysis, an impact analysis on this name, because people are seeing it from, most of them are seeing it from being sentimental or very emotional. But let us be very objective on this, seeing this.
Go ahead.
So, in this impact analysis, I must say, who are the people that are involved and how can they benefit from this, both in short term and long term? Okay, if you look at Obi Cubana and his business friends, in the short term, they're already very popular and their business will go very well. So that's number one. But what about the community? The community themselves, the two reasons there. On the short term, a lot of people benefited. People who got money. Some people, I saw a man that said he got 100,000. That would be very good for his family. But what about the businesses around there? For that weekend alone, they have survived, they have made a lot of money that will take them for a while. That's it on the short term now. But in the long term, this young man promised
300
people.
300
million. Because these are things about what we call multiplier effect in economics.
Exactly.
Multiply, assuming you just take 60% of survivor, 60%, that's about 210 million millionaires in the next 3-4 years. And then those ones, they will create another millionaires. And then you create this single gesture alone, it has impacted Anambra citizens more than the whole Anambra state government has done in the last 10 years. People don't think in that direction. Okay, what about
if other people copy him, if other millionaires now begin to copy them,
which is what I said before is, in my thinking, I think that's what we might see happening in the coming weeks. That people will now say, okay, Obi Cubana has taken 300 people. I'm going to take 10 people. Another person is going to say, I'm going to take maybe because it's Obi Cubana, let me take 200. Let me take half. Do you understand? We might actually see such, because that is the spirit of Igbo competition. We might actually see that happen.
Let me tell you another thing. Obi Cubana is not even the richest around. What if other richer people say, okay, now we are challenged. Now let us take 1,000 people and make them millionaires. What is wrong about that? What is wrong? This is a very good positive effect. People are saying that other people will be motivated to go into crime. Who said Obi Cubana is a criminal? They are motivated in doing good things like Obi Cubana did. Going, getting franchise, opening up for businesses, and let them do it.
Don't you think that there is one thing that many people are forgetting in all these things that happened in Oba? A very simple law.
Yeah.
The law of reciprocal.
Yes. You're right.
Isn't it? Because, as we say in Igbo, onye jelumba anu julaba, bundo nyelunyele.
Yes.
I tell people this. Hold on. I tell people this. When you have close friends and they have bereavement, they have weddings, you go with maybe ram, cow, or whatever. The day anything will happen to you, the minimum you will get is the minimum of what you went with. So it's basically a payback time. So why are we not looking at it from that side? That actually he has been a person who has been supporting people, maybe not saying it.
You are right. Very, very well. That's another good point. Because it will make a good
Exactly.
If the person, So now, further on that impact analysis, if we check how many people will come out to reach out from the same Oba community alone, and then multiply it to Nnewi or to Nnewi, my own town, because we have some people who are also rich and not giving. And other towns around, Benimo State, other places, we should be happy that this man did this. And then maybe we will not be seen as a dot again in the second. But another thing is that people are sad. And I understand that people are being sentimental and emotional because of Nnamdi Kanu is incarceration. But what can this man do about it? I mean, he is not the one that put Nnamdi Kanu in this situation where he is. So people are now, a lot of people are reacting negatively because people are already in sadness. People are not happy because of what is going on in the whole of Nigeria and Southeast. But they should not take it out on Obi Cubana. I mean, I don't understand why people don't see something from this point of view. And apart from that, one more last thing. When people are already sad, people are living in fear. If people are only for one weekend happy, we should encourage it. At least that happiness that I put into them goes a long way to console people who are already sad. People are sad, hungry, and they want, if one weekend they're happy and they're smiling. And that's a good thing.
And again, the multiplier effect that you started. The musicians, they will all hire bands, they will all hire trucks, the pure water people will sell. The hotels, the other one, everything will be, So that's where it rose. Thank you very much for the call. Thank you.
And another thing, after the party, there was a party all over Anambra State. That was the main party, but then people go everywhere and continue their party all over. It's a celebration weekend. Anyway, thank you very much for giving me the chance. I like what you're doing so much.
Thank you very much, my dear. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
So people, the last caller talked about the multiplier effect. I did talk about the law of, someone, Alexander Gomez says, I called it a reciprocal law, but he says a reciprocation law, whichever it is. But again, it's, I also understand on the long-term psychological effect. But this is where the government comes in, not the individual. It's not Obi Cubana to teach morality to the whole society. By the way, why are people not seeing it? People like Kostaris has said it in multiple videos. He doesn't give money publicly. He doesn't throw money. And why are those people who are in Yahoo and doing other manner of ill businesses, why haven't they emulated Kostaris? Because Kostaris doesn't, it doesn't mean that Kostaris doesn't do it in this form. He does it in a different form. Anyway, the caller on the line, where are you calling from and what's your name?
Yeah, hello, my name is Chijoke, CJ Chijoke. I'm calling from United States.
Okay, Chijoke, you're welcome.
Yeah.
And what's your contribution?
Yeah, I've been following your program and you've been doing a great job.
Thank you, sir.
I just want to, I think it's a two-way thing, from your aspect, talking about it from your own aspect, I think it makes sense. But when you take a look at it from a different angle, again, like a situation where you refer to Biggie and Tupac spraying money and so on. Biggie died broke, Tupac died broke, There's a difference between rich and generational wealth,
Mm-hmm.
And that's the reason why people like Biggie, JC and Kanye are changing the game right now to create what is called generational wealth. Diversifying into other businesses, not spending money the way other celebrities do. So I understand he's a grown man; he can spend his money the way he wants to. But if you look at it from this other angle of culture, the culture of Nigeria promotes what is called get the money anyhow just to show off, and that's the reason why when you look at the youth, a lot of them are into any form of criminality just to make money so that they can show off, like Obi Cubana, like these other guys, because nobody cares where the money comes from. All they want to do is celebrate with you, and that's the reason why there is corruption in the land. The situation whereby for you to become a chief in Nigeria, you have to, especially in Igbo land, you have to be a rich man to be a chief. So why wouldn't everybody want to make money like these guys, spray their money anyhow so that they can be recognized?
No, not in our community though. Anyway, but that's
yeah, but majority.
We can say
like
some.
The culture.
We can say some.
The culture. Nigerian culture promotes. Nigerian culture promotes.
You see,
money. It's a culture of money.
I don't know if it's a culture or if the inability of the states to do the right thing, if it could be said to be a culture. Is what I mean? Because when we look at, many people have rang in and they're saying there are schools, you could have done this, you could have, every single thing everyone said is a job left for the government to do.
Sure.
Now, the empowerment of 300 people is actually, in the right sense, if things work better, the Idemili local government should be looking at about empowering not less than 500 people per year by maybe something like entrepreneurial scheme where you have structure behind it. But now here you have a catastrophic failure of the governance system, that doesn't work, that, it's broken. And here people in their own little way are trying to do what they can do to help their own people. We saw there was this thing, I think I didn't say it before. There was this wedding that happened sometime last year. I can't remember, but it's somewhere in the northern part of the country. And when they showed the house, it was like heaven on earth. And these guys, none of them worked, but their parents are all government workers. And those guys were spending, throwing money that you can beat your chest, 99% that those money were not coming from them. You ask yourself, why the outrage now? This happened in Oba, and there was virtually no one speaking about it when the other one happened, when you should actually be outraged, because if celebrity barman, for instance, who gave 46 cows in a functional society, what the state can do is to say, next week, 1 month later, 2 months later, we'll pay him a visit. Can we please see your tax receipt? That's the way it works.
Of course. Yeah.
Okay. Can we see your tax receipt to actually, maybe it flags off something that they might start looking into the books of the company. But again, that's the most they can do. But while the state is doing that to look into the tax book, we must also be expecting the state to have plans for the graduates, for the younger ones, for those that have schools without roofs, these 300 you're going to get, that might get help from Cubana. If not for him, what was the plan of the government for them? Do you understand? Yeah. So at the end of the day, it's I don't know, it's trying to be fair in the analysis here is most times I have this feeling that we are probably blaming ourselves more as opposed to channeling the blame to where this blame squarely and totally lies, which is the government and their failure to act and do the right thing.
Of course, you're right. It's just it's all like it's from bottom to top. Everything is bad, So or top to bottom. I don't know. Like everything is bad, but like from the aspect you're looking at it, yes, it's actually you're right. But a lot of youths are going to see it in the wrong way. A lot of people want to spray money like Obi Cubana. They'll be like, man, anyhow I get the money, man, I get them. After all, money is respected anywhere. Like in Nigeria, nobody cares where the money comes from, So there's no history. Like most of these rich men don't even have history. The government don't even know how they made the money. You get so it's all a cult. I see it as a cultural thing, and I see that I actually think that for Nigeria to even change, we Nigerians in Nigeria have to change their mentality.
And not only Nigerians in Nigeria, the Nigerians abroad actually ought to also change, because sometimes because of the way things they hammer them, they always want others to also maybe get hammered too. But sadly, Nigeria remains what it is. But the point is that the ones in the diaspora, they are lucky because at least they come back and they have electricity. If not for anything, at the end of the month, you might not be rich, but at least you have a basic comfort of life. You can open your tap and drink directly from the waters that come from your tap. But here in Nigeria, you could be rest assured that if you ever try that, you either die of diarrhea or
cholera.
Exactly. So people now do borehole. I call them ball latrine. So that's diseases everywhere. Anyway, thank you very much for your time. That's
thank you very much. You're doing a great job, man.
Thank you. So, people, I take some of your comments. Like I said before, for the super chat, I thank you once more for the super chat, all of you, and for those of you who haven't, we are paying tithes. This is Obi Cubana. Yeah, Onyanimo, thank you very much once more for that super chat as well. Onyanimo says typhoid. Yes, exactly. I think it might pay us also to also hold government to account. Now, this is a conversation this evening, and for this evening conversation, I have had 259 missed calls. People, I'm not kidding. This is my telephone here. Look at it at the bottom. 259 missed calls. What it means is that there is this passion. People wanted to air their views. Sadly, not many of you at the heat of the moment was able to get through, because those that got through were speaking. If we begin to push such effort into holding our leaders to account, I would personally want to appreciate that. That means most of us joining me in most of these things we do. I mean, we do it pro bono. We do it not just for anything, just because we think the society is going bonkers. You know, things are not working. They tell you that they finish this road. You drive on that road, your car will be stuck 15 times before you even get to your destination. They tell you that they borrowed this money, they're going to build this. They borrow that money. There is no foundation actually that they will do. Wallahi, Obi Cubana, thank you very much. I must, honestly, I appreciate the super chat. So again, the point remains that we must find a way, we must find a point of convergence where we can begin to address these things. I do understand some of us saying that Obi Cubana is an individual. Of course, yes, Obi Cubana is an individual. There is limit to what he can do. Obviously, there is limit, serious limit to what he can do. At the same time, there is also, just like someone said here, that in other countries you have charity. Of course, in our society, we also have charities, but maybe not in the structure that the Western world has it. They have charity. One thing you and I don't know is, you see them charity. Do you know in the Nigerian culture, we do charity pro bono. White people don't do charity pro bono. Don't be deceived. Somebody writes you a check, or some of you that buy cars from auction in America. You go to American car auction, you see them donated by the charity. That means individuals give them somebody. I might use my car. Maybe after 15 years, I no longer like it. I don't want to sell. I'll take it to the charity. I'll ask them, they value the car. They say, okay, it's $1,250. They will give you whatever they give you. You can now use that money to offset your tax. So it's not entirely charity the way, because if Cubana, and I'm saying again, if this is true, and if Cubana eventually fulfills it, no government will write anything off from him. No government. The federal government will not say, Obi Cubana, the next time you import Scottish whiskey from Scotland, we're going to give you 300 million discount from the tax you're going to pay. No, they're not interested. By the way, nobody's going to give him any discount. To think of it, he probably is because it's also dotted. So maybe from the wrong side of the place. But the bottom line is, we cannot compare the way the Western world does their thing, the way we do our thing. In Western world, they built like their churches, they built it, and they use charity to run it. And these charities, these are things I know. It happens in England, it happens in Germany. They have, even in Germany, they have what they call Kirchensteuer, where they even take the taxes. You pay them as taxes. What you give you decide if you're evangelical, if you're Catholic, who you give your taxes. And now, these taxes will be used to do, like some of them, like obdaclos, people, all these people that sleep on the street. You see majority that they will use these funds to go take care of them. But not like in our case, where we give willingly and without nothing in return. But the white men or the Europeans or the Americans or the Western world, they don't give like that. No one will give you anything without something in return. They will give you, okay, this charity we are donating $1 million. Okay, that 1 million will be, I think someone said it's tax credit or whatever. It will go into tax reduction. Is it not the same thing that we have seen now? The Enugu Port Harcourt, no, Enugu Onitsha will be fixed. Legacy, but some sections will be fixed. Some by Dangote, some by other consortium, consortium. And they would now go back and claim tax credit. Dangote, let's say Dangote spent 15 billion. He will now, instead of paying taxes to government, he will minus 15 billion as tax that he would have paid to government, isn't it? But how is Obi Cubana going to profit from this? It shows you the type of heart we have. Many of us that have done various things that they've done for the community, who cares? But if it was a functional place and the way you could actually encourage people to go more into charity and do most of these things, probably in a very structured way, is, okay, we know your business is going to pay, maybe this year, your bill is 3 million, 5 million. But if you give, we'll give you 50% tax reduction. So that means if I come to your community and say, okay, I'm going to rebuild this school with 5 million, then I can still go back again to the government, show them the invoice of what I have spent in your community, and they will give me 2.5 million back as a cashback or whatever, however the name you want to call it. But it's not going to happen in Nigeria because somebody will sit down there, if not for these big companies like Dangote, that they have legal departments, all the tax department that can do that. But again, they cannot go back to, if a local government does it, even the local government, the chairman will want to die the money, myself. He's telling you, God, they haven't even approved it. They haven't even approved it. To the point that you are so tired that you will buy the money. Yeah? Do we even pay tax? Okay, this one weak me, sir. That question just achy. Your question just, I don't know about you, but I pay tax. So if we say do we pay tax? We do. We pay tax for those that pay tax. Igbos does not apply professionalism, but again, it's part of that learning curve. See, that's the thing. If you know Obi Cubana watching now, one of the things that if he's your friend, one of the things you can actually do is to tell him this, what I've just said. Let him look at it. Let me see that which he wants to do in Anambra. Let him see how he can. But again, he doesn't. I don't think he has any business in Anambra that generates such stuff because it has to be done. I don't think he has any business in Anambra that generates such level of tax where you can do tax reduction or tax deduction. I don't know. Maybe if he had done it in Lagos, maybe because majority of his business are anchored on three cities: Abuja, Lagos, and Port Harcourt. At the end of the day, but again, like someone suggested here, no matter what, be it Igbo or no Igbo, we have to probably begin to apply more wisdom in some of these things we do. My final point here will be, people, whether we like what happened in Oba, what happened or what didn't happen, those of you who are commenting, who are fighting over people you do not even know, there is no need. What I can tell us free of charge is that there is a lot happening. There is a lot happening. And what happened in Oba, I see it as a business promotion. Business promotion. People who are in the entertainment, these are showbiz guys. Some of you don't even understand what happened. When you see Obi Cubana, he has his leather hand fan like this, pointing, showing you his name. You see him, he dances. He wants to get your attention. And at the end of the day, just like many people who said they didn't know about his line of business before, and now when they fly into Nigeria, they want to go and sit down there, and they want to. So all this gri that happened over the weekend, is just, it means that someone, a couple of people smart enough. After all, the mom in question died around, I think, is it December or January? And look at when she was buried. So you think it was a coincidence? Eh? Personally, Anambra Road are bad and dangerous. Don Antonio, I think Don Antonio, you're not in Nigeria. Wallahi, if you're in Nigeria, Anambra doesn't have the best road, but you cannot, I don't think there is any state, with the exception of Ebonyi, now that has a better road network than Anambra. Ebonyi basically overtook Anambra maybe in the last 2-3 years. I'm telling you as someone who drives around all these roads. So Anambra has, under Gigampito, Obiano, first time did well on road construction, but second time, wow. Let me not say more than that. Before the ERATs, all these people, they pay 50,000 with the internet package. You start bombarding me with nonsense. Okay, so at the end of the day, what happened in Anambra is business. And the financial, again, I appreciate the super chat, open the financial. The bottom line, people, is no, it has changed. EJ says Anambra has the best road in the southeast. No, Anambra has the best road connectivity or road network. Now, but in the southeast, the state with the smoothest road, Ebonyi State has overtaken Anambra. I'm telling you. I'm from Anambra, and it's my state, but sadly, Ebonyi State has overtaken us. Imo State, right? The Chineke, Imo State and the Abia State. I will tell you people, make una begin go look for Koboko. Whatever you want to do with it, I don't know. But the two states, they need Koboko. So, Obi Cubana, whatever, so people calm down. Be calming down small. It was pure entertainment. Pure entertainment. Okay. On that note, I will say thank you very much, everyone, for joining me this evening. Many of you still over 500 online, and I say thank you. Now, join me next tomorrow on Tuesday. I will be next tomorrow on Tuesday, 6 p.m. on this platform. I will be interviewing the lawyer to IPOB and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That is in the person of Ejimako. Ejimako. I will be interviewing him. I want to know more of what is happening, and hopefully, if all connectivity, internet connectivity works right, we will be having a very fruitful conversation. So save a date, Tuesday, 6 p.m. Nigerian time, live here on the Media TV. This conversation is going to happen before the court case that will come up on the 26th. Again, do not expect that every question, that I will ask some sort of questions, obviously, that might jeopardize the upcoming trial. But be that as it may, I cannot thank us enough for the support, for all of you who have given the super chat, MCHK, and thank you for the super sticker. Thank you for the super sticker. You guys rock. Who am I talking to? Aloysius or Aloy Ejimako, who is Nnamdi Kanu's lawyer. He is going to be my guest next tomorrow. That is on Tuesday, 6 p.m. here. Make a date with me. Invite others. Hopefully, the flyer for that event will be coming out tomorrow. There is no need to join the Zoom conference, but it's going to be broadcasted live here. So, and I would ask us, please, to always be civil in our engagements. most times when people speak and when they write, someone hasn't met you before. Like many of you now watching me, you haven't met me. Maybe till the world ends, you might not meet me. But you might have an impression from the way someone conveys his or her message. You might have an impression from the way people write their message. Sometimes the impression I have with people, the messages that are right and that are typed, they're not entirely palatable. But hey, like in the case of Obi Cubana, we all must not be like Mazes. Okay, we all must not be conservative. We all must not be acting in the same way. But at least can we all agree that there are some minimum level of decorum that is expected in conversation? There are minimum level of decorum that is expected in conversation for conversation to keep flowing. I understand sometimes that people can be very, very emotional and can be emotionally charged, but these constant, oh, you call somebody's mom a woman, or somebody's dad a man that you never met, probably in your life you will never meet, just because you and the son is having an argument, you start cursing them, cursing their generation. And some of them even go to the point of calling others traitors. One commonly used language is sabo. We cannot have a society where we have, if uncontrolled, worse things that we accuse the current society of. It doesn't work out. You can't just jump from fire to frying pan. So again, I leave it at that, people. Once more, join me next tomorrow. Keep a date with me. I am still Mazes, okay. Again, Mazes, okay. The dotted man. Proudly on your dot. Without apologies. The spare parts dealer. And hopefully by then, by that Tuesday, I will see if my t-shirt will be ready or is here already arrived. And I will be very happy to adorn my dotted t-shirt. Thank you once more. It's been a pleasure. And I'll say good morning from here. It is 15 or 18 minutes past the hour of midnight. Mazes, okay. Signing off. I say good night. The Germans will say gute Nacht. Auf Wiedersehen.